Hi everyone, welcome to our virtual protest. One moment, we have an access hold right at the top because we need to mute people. And here we go. Not everyone can physically attend protests, and our anti-genocide virtual gatherings serve as a virtual platform to express our grief, stand in solidarity, and engage in meaningful action against ongoing humanitarian crises. One Free Community began offering virtual protests in October of 2023 as a way to make protesting accessible for a disability community. Virtual protests provide an opportunity to connect with like-minded people, learn about pressing issues, and take part in movement work, bringing about positive change in more accessible ways. Together we can amplify our voices and make difference in struggles for justice and freedom. A lot of people ask us, how do we do a virtual protest? How do they work? Our disabled and neuroexpansive community gather together and volunteer in whatever spoons they have to help us produce these events. We watch live streams on TikTok, YouTube, or wherever we can find these streams of speeches and marches. We amplify their voices, we do collective actions as a group, and we connect to each other while we are in these digital spaces together, or asynchronously in our One Free Community digital third space.
Hi everyone, this is Claudia. Hands off! Hands off Elon Musk and Donald Trump. They need to get their hands off our business. And the disabled community is fighting back. Our virtual protest is us coming together to stand against what they believe is a billionaire takeover and a congressional assault on freedoms and our communities. And this protest aims to raise awareness about several key issues. Now, I'm going to pause here and just
Pause for an access hold.
Yeah, I'm going to pause here and just request that everyone mute themselves while we're talking. And also, hopefully, Maya Mama, the only audio you're catching is the audio that Jasenia and I are broadcasting to the entire room. Hopefully, you're in a good spot where the only sound you catch is that. Possibly, I need to do something in the background to make sure that's the only sound you have the ability to catch. I'm going to keep on going if that's okay, everyone. We're here in our virtual protest. Now, this protest is this is the hands-off virtual protest. This protest aims to raise awareness about several key issues, including the power grab, unprecedented actions that are driving up prices, slashing funding, creating instability. They're gutting our services. Our essential programs are being cut. Prices are being raised. There's threats to Social Security, Medicaid, other vital services. And here's the deal. Calling up justice in One Free Community, we have been producing virtual protests for years. We've been doing this as accessible programming throughout the pandemic because our community, we have been marching for trans rights. We have been marching for Black lives. We have been marching for disability justice. We have been marching for Palestinian justice. We've been doing all kinds of protesting. And this moment is so special when it feels like we're all coming together for this important thing. But I should let you all know, we didn't know that there was going to be 5,000 people at this protest. Calling Up Justice in One Free Community regularly produce our gather town spaces for us to gather and do these virtual protests, and then we create like ancillary live streams to capture it. We were shocked and blown away by the 5,000 people that signed up. This space costs money. Did you know they charge rent for digital space? I blame the broligarchy. So we want to let you know it only has a 50-person capacity. So we invite you to flow in and out. If you exit this Gather Town space, you might not be able to get back in for an hour or so. So I want you to explore. But also, if you come in and out, it'll let more people capture the space. But we promise to have this Gather Town space open for 2 weeks. So we're going to be accessible across space and time for the next 2 weeks. Now, Maya Mama is live streaming us to our YouTube channel and also live streaming us to the One Free Community Discord. the digital encampment was our original project that we made. The digital encampment was a gather town that was designed to be a space for students who could not access the student encampments safely. So we made a digital alternative for them. So we have a copy of that here in this space that you can explore. At the end of our live stream protest, I'm going to do a big tour of this entire space to show you everything. But I want to do a quick tutorial for all y'all in the house. And Maya Mama, if you want to scroll in and get all tight in onto my body so I can give people a gather town tutorial, let's see how to move your body. Like, do y'all want to clap your hands? We should all clap it up. How do you clap it up? Well, you can clap it up by pressing F. And if enough of you hit F, if enough of you hit the F button, it becomes, I'm doing it too, I'm doing it right now too. If enough of us do it, it becomes a loud applause, right? Wasn't that amazing, everyone? I know. Also, would you like to move your body? Hit the Z button and just dance a little bit. That's right. I'm just so happy to be here with you all, and so I'm going to hit the Z button and dance, because it's so good to be here. If you feel like you're blocked by somebody else's body here in this space, because just like in the real world, people will be standing there and you're like, oh, it's a crowd. Here's the good news. Hit G. You can ghost right through them. So there's a lot of buttons you can do in here. Here's the good news. You can go to the entrance, and we have tutorials for all the spaces. I see y'all dancing. Y'all look so good. I love this crowd. Y'all, Maya, this room is so much fun. I love it so much. We also designed this space where if you want to stand out, you can stand on the green and be seen. But if you want to get lost in the crowd, we also have a section for your little avatar to stand to feel like you're just lost in the crowd. So we just want you to get, you can also change your avatar's look. So if you go to the personal menu, you can change what you look like. You can change your race, you can change your outfit, you can change your hair, you can get a wheelchair, you'll note that my little person has a cane. So just get your accessibility on. But I do want to say a few words about accessibility. So we recognize that we have been limited in the level of accessibility that we can produce for this virtual protest. Like I said, we planned it for 50 people. 5,000 folks showed up, and what happened was none of the other protests planned for a digital option. None of the other protests realized some of us need to meet through the computers because we're doing caretaker work, because we need to be COVID safe, or because we can't move our bodies around like that. So many protests all over the country emailed me and said, Claudia, would you mind increasing your capacity so you could make this happen? And I sat down with Maya Mama and Jacinia, and we figured out how to do the YouTube video and also how to be live streaming to the One Free Community Discord. Give it up to the Discord. I'm just clapping my hands. Y'all in the Discord. I see you in there. I see what y'all doing. Okay, so in terms of accessibility, I do want to say that we have a room called the breathing room. If at any point in this event you're just feeling like you're getting overwhelmed emotionally, go to the breathing room. It's a space we've created for meditation, grief, relaxation. I also want to let you know that you can access captions through your computer. Unfortunately, the Gather Town space does not have embedded captions in it. Maya Mama will be including captions in her live stream. That's why we do that extra live stream labor, to make sure we have that level. And we apologize for not having ASL, live ASL at this event. But I do have good news. So we are building a Black Arts Movement district inside of the Gather Town. And the exciting part about that, here, give me a moment here. I'm just going to turn the sound down. I've got several computers on in here. I'm getting a little bit of background noise from the entrance space. So the great news is in our new Black Arts Movement, it got funded. So the Black Arts Movement district in literal Oakland funded us to create a Black Arts Movement district in the Gather Town, and that is allowing us to actually have a fully accessible event on April 19th. So on April 19th, we are going to be staging a reading of the court case of Koramatsu around Japanese internment, and also the Mahmud Khalil case, and we're going to be pulling those ideas together. We're going to be talking with lawyers, and that event will be fully accessible with ASL. Again, I deeply apologize for us not having all the accessibility that we wish we had, but I'm so grateful for the accessibility that we do have. Access is a negotiation. Now, I do want to also let you know the Gather Town is not great for those who have visual difficulties. It's not super accessible for our blind friends. So that's also why we have the YouTube and the Discord. Access is an ongoing negotiation, so please feel free to ask for what you need, even if we can't get it to you this time. We appreciate you asking, because then we're going to try and make sure we have it the next time. Please notify a mod for help or concerns in the chat or for access needs. This entire event had 5,000 people sign up, and we couldn't vet anyone. So we recognize that we're trying to be just really, really aware of what's going on. This is an emergent organizing in public, and if we feel like the conversation is going in places that we have not built a container to hold safely, we will redirect that conversation. We'll interrupt and we'll stop harmful conversations. I also just want to say out loud, you can check out our code of conduct. No hate. No hate in this space, right? So we will pause that if it's happening. I also just want to, again, remind you to mind your own safety. If you were at a physical protest, I might be saying have your cell phone in a bag that, like, a little Faraday cage bag, maybe. You know, if I was at a physical protest, I might say maybe you don't want to give your phone number to every person you meet on the street. So I just want you to be aware, even in the digital space, of your own digital safety, and don't click on a link unless you feel like that link is actually safe. I can guarantee that all of the links that we have programmed in this Gather Town are safe links. They're good links for you to click on. But if somebody drops a link in the chat, I can't guarantee its safety. So just please be smart about that. All right, so thank you for listening to all of that. I'm going to pass the microphone back to you, Jacinia.
Thank you, Claudia. I am just making sure we are going to slow down and make sure we have everything that we need. Claudia, is your mic muted at the moment? I want to make sure we're not getting an echo. Okay, thank you. All right, so today's agenda is we're going to be watching a live stream together. Then we will mute the live stream at various intervals to share resources, have conversation, and do collective actions together. So that's what we're going to be expected to do today for the next 2 hours. We are all disabled here, so we are going to pause for access needs. We are not trying to do a polished or professional performance of white supremacy culture. We are going to be ourselves, and we are going to ask the rooms that we are currently in, we're going to ask a few things from you. So for example, to start, we're going to talk about Gathertown. For all of you listening in Gathertown, please keep your mics muted. If you're not speaking, and your camera off, and we will invite you to turn them on at certain intervals, but please keep them off throughout the event. If you are speaking, do not turn on your do not disturb so that background noises don't interrupt, which can cause an access barrier for some people. We are in public, so all of these spaces, although digital, they are public, so please be aware of your surroundings. Please make sure your cameras are off. Please make sure that you are being mindful of what's in the chat. For our One Free community listeners, thank you so much for joining. Thank you for all of the new members that we have as we've been working to get this event started. We really thought it was just going to be us, and now we've got thousands of people here, so thank you so much. The rooms filled up to max capacity before we realized, even though, it's supposed to hold 10,000 people, but something with the server settings, we'll have to figure it out later. But thank you all for everybody who's there. Join in the chat, join in the communications. So If you're in One Free Community's Discord server, please make sure to take time to read the community guidelines. Any violators of these guidelines will be removed from the server. And we are a community where we keep each other safe. So, if you're seeing something, make sure you interrupt and let people know, let the moderators or the facilitators know that there's something going on. If you're watching in YouTube, thank you for joining us. If you want to get involved in the conversation, you can join the server on onefreecommunity.com, or you can join the digital encampment in Gathertown after this event, because it's at max capacity right now. It'll be open for the next 2 weeks, and you can go to callingupjustice.com to sign up for the digital encampment in Gathertown. We have mods in all of these spaces currently, so if there's an issue, you can ask a mod for help, and we will try to do the best we can, but we are doing this with the spoons and no funding that we have currently. Back to you, Claudia.
Y'all, my heart is so full and I have heart trouble. So I'm trying to manage this big, big energy I am feeling. Y'all, I see you in the YouTube chat. I see you, Chattanooga. I see you. I see you in the chat here in the Gather Town. I love it. We have reached max capacity in the One Free Community Discord. We're at max capacity here inside of our virtual protest space, Gather Towns. We're asking folks if they can just, keep it rolling so as many people can check it out. But we promise we'll keep this space open for the next 2 weeks so you will be able to visit it in the future. I'm going to get this event started. We acknowledge that settler colonizers and imperialists from Europe took the unceded lands on which we gather by force from the indigenous ancestors and present-day peoples who have stewarded land, water, and living beings since time immemorial. Please reflect and act on your responsibilities to indigenous peoples in your location, given this information. We also acknowledge that the dominant culture is based on stolen land and forced, unpaid, or coerced labor of enslaved Black people and many other groups. Since our activities are shared digitally to the internet, we must also take a moment to consider the legacy of colonization embedded within technological structures, including the equipment and high-speed internet, which are not available in many marginalized communities. So, in the spirit of the disability justice principle of cross-movement solidarity, we share these final words as part of our decolonizing greeting. We are in solidarity with the many movements for justice. We honor the lives of all who endured and continue to endure in the face of settler colonialism, white supremacy, and ableism here on Turtle Island. Now, let's check into the Breakthrough News live stream of some of the speeches happening in DC. Maya Mama, just want to do a quick shout out and thank you not only for live streaming all of this, but for helping to capture all of the footage from the live streams that we're about to witness. Thank you, Maya Mama. I'm going to mute myself now.
While we wait for the stream to come on, we want to make sure everyone keep your mics off, keep your cameras off. We will ask you to turn them on as we go. If you're in the Gather Town and you'd like to join in the YouTube, we'll drop the link in the chat.
Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. And from the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. detention, stop the crimes. Israel out of Palestine. Free our prisoners, free them all. Break the chains and let them fall. Free our prisoners, free them all. Break the chains and let them fall. Break the chains and let them fall. Break the chains and let them fall. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine.
Good morning. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. How are we feeling today? Are we ready to march on ice today? Are we ready to send a message to the political elites of this country that we demand an end to this genocide? My name is Nida Lafi, and I'm a member of the Palestinian Youth Movement, and I will be one of your MCs today. To say it is an honor to be amongst you, the great masses of people who for 18 months have risen with courage and might to defend the people of Palestine, is truly an understatement. For 18 grueling months, we have demanded an end to the genocide on Gaza, a permanent arms embargo against Israel, and an end to the state's repression against our movement and against our students. Today, we send a clear message that we are not afraid. We will not back down, and we will advance this fight until the bombs stop dropping on our people, until our students are free, and until every Palestinian returns to his rightful land, and until Palestine is liberated from the river to the sea. Today, we gather knowing that despite relentless attacks, our movement is the largest, strongest, and most powerful it has ever been. Communities have taken to the streets. Students have made their campuses into fronts of struggle. An increasingly amount of people are confronting the state in acts of civil disobedience to disrupt the status quo that aims to normalize that which is not normal. Colonization, genocide, land theft, and displacement. My friends, look at the tens of thousands of people around you who have not wavered under the pressure of imperialism's boot or the corrupt interests of the political class. Let this be proof, once and for all, that the world stands with Mahmud Khalil.
So now where is...
The world stands with Rumaisa Ozturk. The world stands with the student movement. And the world stands with Palestine. Today's rally reflects the diversity of our movement. We have people from all walks of life and backgrounds. We gather as workers and students, educators and artists, medical professionals and tech workers, and most importantly, we gather as people of conscience. We gather here despite their attempts to instill fear in the movement for justice in Palestine. Amongst us, we have elderly, young children, family with strollers, and people who are differently abled. So it's important for us to look out for each other's safety and well-being, and respect the needs and vulnerabilities of everybody with us today. Our power and our strength is in our numbers. Our movement is united and strong, and the repression that we are facing is just a symptom of the ruling class is fear of our movement. Our role as part of this massive social movement for Palestine liberation is to stay united, keep each other safe, and sustain this movement until full liberation. Without further ado, I will pass it to my comrade and my fellow MC, Eugene Perrier, to introduce our first speaker.
Free, free Palestine! I'm Eugene Perrier with the Answer Coalition, and I'm honored to be here with the thousands of people stretching back blocks in Washington, D.C. to say, let Gaza live! I want you to know you're also joined by tens of thousands of more people who are watching on a live stream from Breakthrough News all around the world. I want you to give an extraordinarily strong welcome to our next speaker, who has lost over 34 members of his family to this genocide, but who has not been deterred and has joined many others to take the Biden administration and the genocidal warmongers to court to hold them accountable. Make your loudest possible cheer for Manadal Hazala from the U.S. Palestinian Community Network!
Hey, Jacinia, did you want to do an action?
I appreciate the fact that everyone is seeing
Let's
us
do it,
right
yeah.
now.
Do the resist bot action. If everyone, make sure your mics are muted, cameras are off in the gather town, and we are going.
Thank you for pausing for the access hold. I also, as you see me leaning off camera, I'm helping folks from the lobby make their way to the main space. Thank you for that. The live stream on the YouTube is looking good. I'm seeing us all in the live stream in the YouTube. It's looking all right. It says, is there a link to the live stream we are watching while we wait during tech issues? I love that. That's so sweet. We're actually doing a resist bot action. Jacinia, did you need me to drop links into the YouTube chat, or are others going to do that? All right, awesome. I think we're okay. Maya Mama can let us know what's going on, but the video's looking good.
Now, thousands of people demonstrating in the middle of Washington, D.C., the capital of America. And also, as the brother mentioned, that people are watching us as we speak, I want you to please allow me a few seconds to address our people in Gaza and Palestine in Arabic for a very short message. Would that be okay? نحن نقف اليوم بهذه الجماهير ونسجل أمامكم أمام كل جماهير شعبنا الفلسطيني كل جماهير شعبنا الفلسطيني في قطاع غزة البطل في الضفة الغربية في كل جزء من أرضنا المغتصبة منذ عام 1948 نسجل أمامكم بهذه الحشود أننا سنبقى نناضل بكل الوسائل المتاحة والمشروعة حتى تتحقق كامل الأهداف الاستراتيجية العادلة والمشروعة التي انطلقت هذه الثورة أساساً لتحقيقها على الأرض الفلسطينية والأرض العربية. وحدة أحرار العالم حتماً سننتصر, which translate to people united will never be defeated. Inshallah, we end with this slogan. But after almost a year and a half, we know that this struggle is not only about my family or the families in Gaza. It's about the humanity itself. It's about me, you, and everyone here. It's about deciding what kind of world that we're gonna be living in. And what kind of world do we leave behind to our children and grandchildren? That's what's at stake. We will not accept to live in a world where genocide is normal. We will not accept to live in a world where we watch the genocide in Gaza televised, live everywhere, and every single day.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's
do
looking
nothing.
looking good. I see that Maya Mama
When we
is
show
live
up here
streaming
for Gaza,
the footage that we
we are
have from
showing
Breakthrough
up
News.
for
Also,
ourselves.
we've got some other footage. If Maya Mama wants to play some of the other footage we have from other
are
stuff, that's
making a
fine to do as
decision
well. If we're
about
bored of the
what kind
chanting.
of people we want to be. It's more important now than ever to remain strong. Silence at this point is complicity in genocide and murder. Silence exposes us to state repression as we witness every single day in this country. Like the attacks on the students, on the immigrants, on the increased violation of civil rights here in the United States of America. As the violent oppressors attempt to normalize genocide, like the attacks on the students and immigrants, attempt to normalize genocide, we fight back. We fight back. We will not back down. We will not back down. We should not be intimidated. We have built a movement that continues to grow and shake the streets of the empire. The movement for liberation of Palestine and the freedom of humanity cannot be ignored. Standing up for Palestine, please hear me very well on this. Standing up for Palestine is the best way to challenge the Trump administration. We reject any attempt to push Palestine to the back burner. If you say you are progressive, you cannot and will not ignore Palestine. We will continue to demand that Palestine is in all agendas across the nation and across the world. Brothers and sisters, we don't have time. More than 100,000 of Palestinians have been butchered in Gaza. Entire families have been eliminated from the civil registry. And if we allow this to continue happen in Gaza, it would happen anywhere. As it is right now, is happening against our people of Lebanon, our people of Syria, our people of Yemen, our heroic people of Yemen who are standing up against imperialism, against fascism. This show of force is an amazing, powerful scene. We must continue. We must continue the struggle. We must go back to our cities, each and every one of us, to organize campaigns, to speak out against genocide and against Zionism. We have the right to reject Zionism. We must become a part of changing history. We have a decision about the kind of word, a decision to make about what a kind of world that we want to live in, and what we have no time to waste. Thank you very much. And as I say to my brothers and sisters in Gaza and Palestine, the people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Thank you.
I just want you to keep that energy all throughout the day, because we didn't even need a microphone for you to be heard loud and clear in the White House, in Congress, and all around the world. We've got hundreds of organizations who have endorsed this march. I want you to welcome strongly our next speaker, who's representing one of the most stalwart of those organizations,
The idea
Taher
is that the
Dahleh
virtual
from the
protest,
Palestinian Youth
so
Movement.
that if you're disabled, that you can still.
We want justice, you say how? Arms embargo now! We want justice, you say how? Arms embargo now! Brothers and sisters, every day of the last 18 months has shown us that Gaza is our compass. Gaza is our compass because it has shown us.
Please keep your
Gaza has
microphones
shown
off.
us beyond the shadow of any doubt the length that imperialist states and corporations will go to secure their narrow interests. They have no problem. They have no problem if the cost of these interests are the destruction of an entire people. Gaza has defined the world for us in simple terms. On one side, the forces of genocide, siege, and repression. And on the other, the forces of justice, of liberation, and of peace. Because of Gaza, we know that in our society, you either stand against genocide or you don't. Tech companies either make AIs and products to serve people and their needs, or they profit and sell these services to be used in the slaughter of more than 20,000 Palestinian children. Politicians and governments every day choose to meet the people's needs in housing, in healthcare, in education, in access to food, or they choose to continue sending billions of dollars to Israel for its war of extermination. Gaza has shown us that you are either on the side of protesting genocide or you are on the side of those who kidnap people off the streets of this country for exercising their First Amendment rights. Gaza has drawn the line in the sand. Gaza has made these questions clear. Gaza has separated right from wrong. Gaza has clarified our role. Gaza has given us our responsibility, our life's mission. It has shown us, over the last 18 months, it has shown us that the fight for Palestine is not just a fight for the future of the Palestinian people. This fight is not just for the future of any single people, Palestinian, Arab, or otherwise. This fight is for the future of all people. This fight is for the future of humanity and for the future of the planet. All of you are here today. Every one of you in the crowd is here today because you know what side of the fight you are on. You know what kind of future you want for you, and you know what kind of future you want for those who are going to come after you. You want a world in which all journalists are like Gaza's, uncompromising in their broadcasting of the conditions of their people. You want a world in which every single healthcare worker is like those in Gaza, undeterred, ready to meet every single challenge, ready to work through genocide, through siege, through starvation, all to heal and treat the needs of their people. This is what the people of the world want. This is what all people in the world want. But it is not simply enough for us to know what it is that we want, what kind of future we are fighting for. The forces that conspire against Gaza will go to their last breath, will leave no stone unturned to make sure that this future does not come about. And so it is on us. It is up to us. It is up to us, the masses of the world's people, to
Hey, it's Maya Mama. There's just some streaming internet stuff issues, but we're good.
Woo! I'm so excited about this coming up thing next. Woo! Hands off, hands off. Everybody keep saying hands off. I see you in the chat. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing awesome work, everybody. Unite together. I see you saying that in the YouTube chat. Yeah. Also, don't feed the trolls. Don't feed the trolls. Feed us. This is a space where we are getting so much energy and joy for each other. I'm mostly vamping because I can see the video looks like it's struggling and it's doing that spinny wheel of I don't know how to load. So I'm just going to keep saying words, and Maya Mama or Jasenia, you can interrupt me at any moment. We're going to talk about We Charge Genocide TV a little bit later in the live stream. We're also going to be talking about how we're gathering together again on April 19th. Y'all, calling up justice and one free community, don't stop. Hey, the live stream's back up.
To return to our communities, our schools, our workplaces, and bring the clarity that Gaza has brought to us, to every single one of these people. We need to make every single person in our life understand that no matter how severe the threats and attacks on us here are or on Gaza are, the threats and risks of giving up on the fight for Gaza are far, far, far graver. We have no other option but to continue. We must keep going. We must continue to treat Gaza as our compass until Palestine is free, from the river to the sea, until all of us are free. Repeat after me. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Thank you, brothers and sisters.
All right, this is Jasenia speaking again. It sounds like they're chanting on the Breakthrough News stream, so I was wondering if we wanted to use some of that time, or are they speaking? Am I getting a different feed than everybody else?
And deportation. And in fact, this year, we are organizing our second annual People's Conference for Palestine.
Well, you know, the exciting thing about this, y'all, is that we are connecting across space and time. So I see a speaker now. I think I'd like to hear this speaker, if that's okay. But then maybe we could do another action after this speaker.
Last year, it was attended by over 3,000 people from across the country. This year, it'll be even bigger. We will bring together all segments of the movement to continue this fight against Zionism and hold all war criminals on the side of genocide accountable. It is my honor to introduce our next speaker, Linda Sarsour, Palestinian-American activist from New York City. Please join me in welcoming Linda.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May peace and blessings be upon you all. I came here today to Washington, D.C. to send a message to Donald Trump, to his administration, and to Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Marco Rubio says that our students are adversaries to foreign policy. And we are here to say that we are all adversaries to U.S. foreign policy. We all oppose war profiteering. We all oppose the continued aid and abetting of genocide and the military occupation of the Palestinian people. We all here oppose U.S. foreign policy of domination and imperialism. We came to tell this administration that we will not be silenced, that we will not be intimidated. We are not going away because you and I were here in a previous administration. We are the moral consistency of these United States of America. We don't care what party the fascists are affiliated with. We will call you a fascist regardless. To the people of Gaza, we have not given up on you. And there are millions of Americans all across this country who continue to demonstrate solidarity with you. They have risked their jobs. They have risked their degrees. They have risked their reputations to stand on the right side of history. And all those who have been silent and cowards in the face of genocide, you will be in the dustbins of history. We will not forgive you. We will not forget you. And may the Lord give me a long life so that you will never be able to live and lie and say that you are on the right side. I will remind them of the people who are courageous and those who are cowards. So that to the people of Gaza, we will continue to fight, and it will be dark before it is light, but the light will come, and the freedom of the Palestinian people will come, and that will bring the freedom for all people. Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine. Long live Palestine. We mean it when we say that Gaza will free us all. I first met Linda in the streets fighting for black lives, part of the unbreakable solidarity between the Black Liberation Movement and the Palestinian Liberation Movement. From Malcolm X to those of us here today, they can put their bots on the internet, but Black America is standing with the Palestinian people. Don't get it twisted. Like I said, we have hundreds of organizations from all across this country and national organizations that have mobilized the tens of thousands of people you see here today, that have been mobilizing the millions who have been on the streets for over a year. Please welcome, as warmly as you can, Ashik Siddiqui from the Democratic Socialists of America.
Hello everyone, my name is Ashik Siddiq. I'm co-chair of Democratic Socialists of America, and I'm so proud to stand with thousands of you in DC and across the country in solidarity with Palestine and all the students who are being detained for exercising their rights to speak up. Like Mahmud, like Rumesa, my parents came to the United States with a green card. Most of my family came from Bangladesh after living through a war for national liberation that came at the terrible cost of a genocide that was supported by the United States. Millions of people in this country have grown up with experiences like this, and we see how this government is coming after immigrants in ways that they can use to come after anyone who speaks up. Donald Trump and the genocidal apartheid Israeli government that he serves want to create a chilling effect where all of us feel afraid to exercise our political rights. In the United States, we're taught that the foundation of this country is freedom. But is Mahmud free? Is Rumesa free? Are all of us now free to protest the atrocities committed in our name? Our government is sending $18 billion in military aid to Israel while it wages genocide on Palestinians. For ICE and Immigration and Border Enforcement, this government pays $26.2 billion per year. That's more than enough money to end homelessness in this country and house everybody who needs it. And instead, the United States sends this money to exterminate whole families in Gaza. There are actual terrorists in the United States, but they're not the students and the working class people protesting Israel's genocide. The terror comes from the capitalists and their pawns. People like the CEOs of weapons manufacturers, or Elon Musk, who wages class war on workers and takes away their freedom economically and in their workplaces. The terror comes from the fascist government and its ICE squads. The people, their goal is to demoralize you. Their goal is to scare you out of action. Their goal is to bully you out of standing up for what is right, for the working class of this whole world. But we are not defeated. They can't bully us when our power comes from standing arm in arm in solidarity with each other. Trump may not like it, but we all have rights, even those of us he hates. But unless we fight for them, our rights will become a meaningless legality. Throughout history, workers have stood up against fascism and fought for the right to free speech and protest and to win everything we deserve, and we're going to keep doing so today. I ask you, if you're not already in an organization, join one. Don't be alone. Don't be an individual just scrolling through everything terrible online. We have to join together and organize our own power against this whole economic and political system that's out to isolate each one of us from each other, and we're going to band together and be stronger than ever and defeat this whole system that's oppressing all of us. Solidarity, everybody.
I just want to emphasize the last point he made on the importance of being organized. Those who aim to quell our movement depend on us being unorganized, so we must organize to win. Our next speaker is Ayan Fulhan from the People's Forum, a community space and education space for organizing and action based in New York City. Please join me in welcoming Layan.
Sisters and brothers, as we are gathered here today, the people in Palestine are facing the most dire conditions since the beginning of the U.S.-Israeli genocidal war against them. As of this morning, 90% of Gaza has been denied drinking water. Gaza's food will run out in a matter of days. Bombs are falling on schools and hospitals and homes that have already been targeted and destroyed dozens of times over. And Trump, sitting in the White House, does not want us to know about this. He does not want us to care about this. In fact, he wants us to forget about this. He championed the ceasefire in January. He platformed his electoral campaign on saying that he wants to end U.S. wars. He was lying to the masses of people in this country. All Trump wanted was to come into office without the bloody stains that marked the Biden presidency. That's all he wanted. But he has to understand that the stains of the genocide cannot be so simply washed away. Trump wanted to reverse what the movement for Palestine has created over the past 18 months. Trump wanted the majority of this population to suddenly forget that they stand with the Palestinian cause. Trump wanted us to be silent, but he has failed and he will continue to fail. They tried to make us forget for enough time so that we would not notice that the corporate media has stopped covering Gaza. They have failed. Then they tried to intimidate us. They tried to scare us by kidnapping our brother Mahmud, by kidnapping our sister Romesa, by targeting all the students who did the right thing and stood up against genocide. But they have failed. Look around you today and you will see just how much they have failed. In fact, the movement is only growing. Today, buses from all across the country have been traveling overnight to arrive here today. People from all walks of life, workers, students, teachers, are all here today joining us for this very important cause. And I just want to say a few words about where we are marching today and why. We will be marching to the ICE headquarters because our sisters and brothers are being detained now in detention centers because they exercised their right to speak and stood up against genocide. We will be marching on ICE because millions of immigrant families are being terrorized by the Trump administration as we speak. We are marching on ICE to send a clear message to Trump, and our message is that we will not be intimidated, we will not be afraid, we will not give up our First Amendment rights, and we will continue marching to free Mahmud, defend the students, and march until Palestine is free. Thank you, everyone.
Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Long live Palestine! I said, long live Palestine!
Hey, Maya Mama,
Now,
I
if you've
can't
seen
hear
movie
the
The
awesomeness that we're
Encampments,
listening to,
you'll
so just let
know
me know when it's cool
our
to
next
interrupt
speaker.
and talk to the audience. Jacindy and I are always ready. I just want to do a big shout out and thank you, big thanks to everybody who is manning the chats. It's too many people for me to name off the top of my head. I just want to say I see you doing moderation and facilitation in both the Discord and the YouTube, and I recognize that there are some questions. There are questions about, hey, is this a hands-off protest? And yes, this is the hands-off protest. And questions about, are we pro-Palestinian? And yes, we are very, very pro-Palestinian. Even inside this GatherTown space, you can go to the origins of our project. We created a miniature GatherTown student encampment. And that's how this all started for us last year, creating this little cartoon student encampment. And so if you explore in here, we made a little copy of that original space for you to check out. I just want to also say that this is a big tent project. This is a global gathering. So there was an expectation that there would be diversity and difference in all of these spaces. I mean, ultimately, we all agree that we're against Musk. We're against Trump. We all agree that we want their hands off of our stuff. So I want us to concentrate on the things that we agree with, right? Concentrate on pooling our power for the things we want to build together, but also just a big shout out and thank you to Gata, to Bed in Dallas. Just thank you for all of the labor you are doing to keep our conversation positive and good. Jacinia, was there anything else you wanted to pop off? I know we also want to do an action, but I want to hand the microphone off to you real quick.
Absolutely. This is all about collective liberation, and that involves all of us. And we are here to offer what disability accessibility we could to the national action that's happening. We're tuning into the Washington, D.C. live event to watch and perform and be part of the action, to connect to each other, to connect on One Free Community, to connect in the YouTube chat, to connect here in GatherTown. So we're all here to just feel that experience and be part of the actions, and then connect to each other after the fact, and then we can find and create some events, some spaces. We were going to share some resources. We're going to do some collective action. Claudia, the next break we'll do the We Charge Genocide TV, and we'll share other videos that, you know, we've cultivated and curated. So those are all the things that are going to come in the next hour. And then at the end of the hour, we're going to do a tour of the digital encampment. So for One Free Community people, the One Free Community event will end, and then we'll share the YouTube live, and you can keep watching the tour of the digital encampment. So with that being said, let's pass it back to the speeches.
I see your hearts out there. I see your hearts out there. I see y'all. We got the TikTok audience here. They're doing hearts. I see you doing hearts here. I see you in the YouTube chat. Come on with the energy. Hands off. I love y'all. Part of the point of this is feeling in community, right? Like, it's so good to not feel alone. It's so good to know that people all over the country agree. They agree that it's nice to have a Department of Education, y'all. They agree that libraries are awesome. They agree that there are multiple genders. We're not going to be in denial about there being multiple genders. They agree that racial justice is necessary and important. You know, Maya Mama, I am riffing because I can see that the thing is spinning. I don't know why it spins. You're the technical master who's doing amazing work here. So I'm going to let you keep doing amazingness behind the scenes to make this live stream happen for all of us. Y'all, we got video footage from protests from all over the country. People have been marching all over. There were also people marching all over the globe. So just know you're not alone. Please type in hands off in the chat. I want to see you saying hands off in the chat. Wait, I just heard somebody say their voice. Maya Mama, was that you? Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, please.
Yeah,
'Cause
let's
here's the
play
deal,
some of the
y'all.
videos.
We're gonna have the
Ooh. This is a video you sent. Hold on. This is a lot harder to show in the Gather Town because I can't share sound. I can't share sound in the Gather Town. Oh.
Troy, Ohio. That's where we are at.
No problem. Thanks. Also, I was just going off. Like, I sometimes just catch the wind.
Sorry, everyone.
So
I
was just
fixed the
catching
sound.
Spirit. But like y'all, the broligarchy is real. The broligarchs are the ones that made these digital platforms that are capturing our ability to access each other across space and time. I'm spending so much money paying money to the people who I have to pay rent to, digital rent to, so we can connect through these digital spaces. But I can let you know your work is vital. When you are making sure that you're typing good words in the chat, that's messages we're all hearing, and it is important. The things we say to each other, this is power we are exchanging with each other. So I see you in the chat. I see you posting these words. And just knowing that there are millions of us fighting for our rights right now is huge. Having the ability to know that you can fight for your rights from your living room, that you can join together from wherever you are, that even when we can't hear you, we agree with you. Those thoughts you're thinking, we agree with them, right? This is a large movement and we are in it together. So just thank you for sharing all of that, Maya Mama. That was amazing. That was so exciting. I got excited. Oh, I see you playing another speech. I'm gonna hush now so we can hear the speech.
So-called crime is speaking out against a genocide, and that they're being snatched off the streets. But what does all this concern translate to? Nothing. Cory Booker has the gall to call himself pro-labor, but I'm sure you saw him speaking for 25 hours straight or whatever. Did the name Mahmud Khalil Urumeza Ozturk leave his mouth one time? No. He's out here trying to get in the Guinness Book of World Records for the
I'm
long
interrupting
speech.
because
There's
there's an echo
point.
on the
They stand for
live
nothing.
stream feed.
As Mahmud said in his editorial in the Columbia Spectator yesterday, the student movement will continue to carry the mantle of a free Palestine. History will redeem us, while those who were content to wait on the sidelines will be forever remembered for their silence. If there's one thing that's been abundantly clear over the past month, it's that nobody, especially not these politicians, is coming to save us. But the good news is we don't need anybody to save us. All we need is for the people to stand together, get organized, fight back. They can't run the country without us, but we sure as hell can run the country without them. Thank you.
Thank you, Grant. As mentioned earlier, Mahmud Khalil was one of the brave students at Columbia who stood by the people of Palestine throughout the last year and a half of genocide. Our next speaker will be Mahmud Khalil's friend, Jasmine, who will be reading a statement from Mahmud Khalil's family. I want us to be clear that Mahmud Khalil was targeted for his unwavering defense of the Palestinian people, regardless of the risks that he knew he would face. He understood that fighting injustice is a moral duty. It is for his bravery and unrelenting fight that Trump has chosen to target him, and the White House has specifically tweeted about him. Today, we all commit to continuing to fight until all students who did the simple thing of speaking out against genocide are released. Please join me in welcoming Jasmine, Mahmud Khalil's friend.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. I'm here on behalf of Mahmud Khalil and Dr. Noor Abdullah. Mahmud Khalil is a dear, dear friend of mine. We met at Columbia University's School of International and Public Affairs a couple of years ago. Two of a tiny minority of Palestinian students in the program. Mahmud Khalil's family and mine have a lot in common. Mahmud's family fled Tiberias, Tabariya, before he was born, and Mahmud was born in a refugee camp. My parents were also refugees. My father from Deir Tarif, a village in Greater Ramla, violently depopulated in 1948. My mother from Bi'r al-Saba', born and raised in Gaza, twice displaced over her life. Over the course of the years, Mahmud and I became more than friends. He became like my little brother. And his wife, Dr. Noor Abdullah, because of the trials of the last few weeks, has become like a sister to me. I'm sorry you can't hear from them today, but it's my great honor to read their words on their behalf. I want to begin by saying thank you on behalf of myself and my husband, Mahmud, for all of the support in this incredibly difficult time. Mahmud is in good spirits. This will not break him, and it will not stop him from advocating for Palestinian rights. I wish I could have been there in person to deliver this message myself, but being so close to my due date makes it difficult for me to travel. Thank you all for continuing to speak up and speak out and for showing up in such large numbers. It is absolutely heartwarming to see, and it is what keeps us going. We are deeply grateful for the overwhelming love and solidarity we have received. It has been 29 days. 29 days of my husband being taken from me in the middle of night, handcuffed, put in an unmarked car by men in plain clothing and being driven away while I begged for any information. Mahmud is a victim of a system that silences dissent, punishes activism, and seeks to erase the truth when it comes to Palestine. His detention is not just an attack on him, but on all of us who are part of this movement. For decades, Palestinians have endured displacement, violence, and oppression under occupation, with their human rights consistently being violated. By raising our voices, we not only amplify the struggles of those living in fear, but also hold the international community accountable for its role in the perpetuation of this genocide. The world is witnessing a massacre in Gaza, an entire population under siege, subjected to relentless bombing, forced displacement, and a denial of basic human rights. The United States, through its political and financial support of Israel, plays a central role in sustaining this brutal occupation and the genocide taking place in Gaza. It is no coincidence that Mahmud is being detained. He spoke out against the violence, against international complicity, and against the silence of world powers that continue to fund and enable Israel's war crimes. His detention is part of a larger pattern of silencing Palestinian voices and activists who refuse to let the world look away from the ongoing genocide in Gaza. We are here today not just to demand the release of Mahmoud Khalil, but to call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. We demand an end to the Israeli occupation, the lifting of the blockade, and the recognition of Palestinians'
Please
right
keep
to
your microphones
self-determination.
off.
This is not just about one man's imprisonment. It's about the systematic oppression of an entire people. Our message today is clear. We will not be silenced. We will not let the US government continue to fund genocide and enable colonialism. We will never cease our calls for freedom, justice, and dignity for Palestinians. The world must wake up and stop enabling this catastrophe. We stand in solidarity with the people of Gaza, and we will not rest until justice is served. Free Mahmoud Khalil! End the genocide in Gaza! Free Palestine! Thank you.
We want justice, you say how? Free Mahmoud Khalil now! We want justice, you say how? Free, free
Hi y'all, I'm
Mahmoud
interrupting
now!
to say that we're getting messages that the
Free
Breakthrough News is no
Palestine!
longer live, but I see stuff on the screen, so I'm not sure.
Palestine! I
So
want you
yeah,
to
Breakthrough
welcome to
News
the
is no longer
stage
live,
loudly
but our
the
live
man
stream
from
is
the
still
US
happening.
campaign for
Maya Mama
Palestinian
recorded
rights.
it and is playing, because Maya Mama, you're playing the recording, right? Or I actually don't know what you're doing. You're fancy.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. So yeah, we're still.
Organizing with the U.S. Campaign for Palestinian Rights.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're
no
still
clue.
here. We're still here, and we plan on still being here until 4 o'clock. We're also gonna take a moment to do some more talking. But these speeches are giving me life, y'all. I'm really enjoying the speakers. But so you just holler when you want us to do another action. But I'm loving all these speeches. It's so good.
46 days into this live stream genocide, and we have witnessed the most unimaginable atrocities. And yet the political establishment, from Congress to the Western media, has stood shamelessly on the side of the oppressor. For all the pain, this moment has made clear where you stand, and we will not forget. We see through the performative speeches, standing for hours on end, pleading for democracy and dignity, only to turn around and vote to send bombs to kill our children. And for all the fear, of this current administration's actions, let us not forget that the previous administration laid the foundation for the chaos we are living in today. We are no fools, and those in power will choose to turn their backs on Palestine, will go down in history as hypocrites and war criminals. But let me say this clearly. Palestine is not the only target. In this moment, we see how interconnected our struggles truly are. Those who have stood up for Palestine have been targeted by the state, kidnapped by ICE, stripped of their supposed freedoms and civil liberties. This administration is making an example of our movement and testing just how far their power can go. In the same way the Black Liberation Movement has been criminalized, the Palestinian cause is being weaponized to paralyze civil society. But we will not be silent despite all the repression. Our movement has only grown, grounded in the steadfastness of the Palestinian people. The establishment wants us to believe that there is nothing we can do to change the status quo. But we know that's not true. And that's why we are here. We reject our government spending billions of taxpayer dollars on weapons for the Zionist genocide. But we demand our tax dollars fund life, not death. So today, as you march, hold the people of Palestine in your hearts. I will be standing alongside my 8-month-old child, of whom was born in this genocide. So stand strong until Palestine will be freed.
From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river, Palestine will live forever. Our next speaker is Dr. Osama Abu Rashid from the American Muslims for Palestine. an organization for over a decade has stood at the forefront.
Hi
for the
y'all,
struggle
how are
for
we feeling
Palestinian
about doing an
liberation in the
action right
US.
now? Maybe we
Please
do
join me in welcoming
we
Dr.
Charge Genocide TV or share some more resources?
Thank you, Nida. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh my gosh, yeah. You know, it's a good thing. Yeah, let's do another action. Let's do another action. Oh, sorry. I don't know if you understand. I have so many computers on in here, and I have to keep turning the sound down on the TV when I'm watching the live stream. I think it would be a marvelous idea, Jasenia, for us to do an action right now. I think that's a great idea. Y'all, the good news is we have a copy of the full Washington protest. So if you want to see the entire Washington protest uninterrupted, or there's some speech where you're like, what did that person say? I want to hear it again. You can come back either to Breakthrough News's YouTube channel, or you can come here to the encampment, and we will, in this justice event space, we will have links to it so you can watch the replay. Jasenia, I feel like it would be actually an awesome idea, before I start to tell people about We Charge Genocide TV, and other stuff, let's give people a piece of action to do. So what are some links that you have where people can take action?
Absolutely. Go ahead and mute yourself just in case we have an
I will.
Thank you so much. So the first thing that we're going to try to do is just share some resources. So we have 5 calls. 5 calls is an app that will help you make phone calls to your representatives. I'm dropping those links in the chats for our moderators to share in all of the different spaces. And y'all, if you've been hearing little bings in the background, that's the Gather Town. We can't turn that off. So if you're hearing Mario Kart coins, that's just people chatting in the chat. So sorry if that's inaccessible, but that's kind of what's happening. Other things that we can share, the One Free Community Discord server. So One Free Community is a public, open to the public digital third space. And so you can go to onefreecommunity.com and click the very first button on the screen, and it says join us, and it'll take you to a Discord server. So Discord is it's the platform that it is. We can design some things around it, but we've tried to make it as accessible as we can with the free options that it offers. And that's a space for you to meet other people, connect to people, and we have been collecting, we have a spreadsheet on our Google Share Drive that collects resources as people have been sharing them. So when people share things and we have the spoons to do it, we grab those links from the Discord and we throw it into a spreadsheet. So that all is found on the onefreecommunity.com website, and you can just scroll down to resources, click that button, and you can see the spreadsheet with a bunch of different options, different categories and different information. Other places in the community server that you can find information is in the community board, or you could just look under mutual aid. And for safety reasons, we have set up a leveling system. So you have to engage in the server, chat, join events to level up. And the more levels, you get, the more access you get to the server. So if there's a lot of things that you're not seeing right away, you can ask questions and we can point them to you or point you to them. Or you can engage in the server and get more access to things as you spend time there. Other ways that you can get involved is joining Calling Up Justice. You can go to callingupjustice.com and look around on the website. There's blogs, we have spaces, we host events. Claudia's talked about Koramatsu Revisited. We host digital events all the time. We partner with a ton of different organizations like the San Francisco Disability Culture Center, the Oakland Disability Justice Culture Club, or Crip Create, which is a combination of several other organizations that come together to have a twice weekly Zoom meeting for disabled folks to just hold space and be in space with each other in community. So if you are disabled and you want to sign up and be part of Crip Create, you can join us there. You can also support One Free Community or Calling Up Justice through sharing donations to us so that we can make things more accessible. We host all of these events on sweat equity. We do it with stone soup style. We're doing it as we can, when we can, by us, for us. And so we're trying our best. And if you have a way to support us, you can share our socials, you can donate, you can come and volunteer. There's lots of different ways to get involved. So I just wanted to share those are all of the different ways that you can find resources, share resources, get involved, and be part of the disability community that we're building together. Just trying to create the COVID safe accessibility that we don't have right now. So we're doing the best we can. We're thankful for everybody who's attended. We're thankful for all of our volunteers who are doing the work of being moderators and watching the Discord and watching the Gather Town and watching the YouTube. Like, y'all are making this possible. So thank you so much. Now I'm going to pass it back to Claudia so we can talk about We Charge Genocide TV.
And even before I do that, Jasenia, I got to shout you out even more. Y'all, organizing is labor. Organizing is labor, and so many folks organized to help make this happen. Now, I recognize we were able to have 5,000 of us come together like this because there was the mobilize.us app, because Hands Off 2025 had the funding they had, so they were able to put together the website and do all the labor they were able to do. But also just a shout out to every single person who's been doing virtual protests with us for the past year. We were able to organize this in a very short amount of time. And also, I just want to do a shout out for Garden. Garden is another beautiful online gathering space for Black, Indigenous, people of color, for my cutie BIPOC community. I love me some Gather. I mean, I love me Garden because it's another space with people who are gathering to be COVID safe. So I appreciate that. Thank you for One Free Community. Just thank you for being an amazing community center where we can hang out and have relationship and community, because I can't hang out in public space anymore. So One Free Community is doing it, and it requires a bunch of volunteers just organizing in the background to make any of these spaces happen. Any space you go to where you're having a nice time, just know that 3 or 4 people were making signs. We're making sure the lights would be on. Also, just a shout out for that 5 Calls app. We're trying to give you as many ways to be involved as possible. Inside the Gather Town, there are links to petitions from the ACLU. There are links to actions that you can take. So we're not only inviting you to take actions now, we're inviting you to take actions into the future. And let me see if I can talk to you about We Charge Genocide TV. I think what I want to try and do is share screen. So we're going to see if I can do that. So I'm going to WeChargeGenocideTV.com, and then I'm going to see if I can. I've never tried to do this on this computer before, so I'm clicking screen share, and then I'm going to the We Charge Genocide. It totally worked, y'all. Come on, technology. Thank you, technology. So we started this project in 2020 because we had a feeling, we already knew that officers of the state were murdering Black, Indigenous, and people of color without any kind of process, with extrajudicial, right? They were doing extrajudicial disappearances and murderers of Black and Indigenous and disabled and trans folks, right? And then when the pandemic hit, we knew that they were going to manage the pandemic in a way that was going to harm us. So if you go to WeChargeGenocide.tv, we started this project in 2020. We hold hackathons. So if you ever want to join us to do a hackathon, what we do is we get together and then we add the evidence about what's happening to us. So if you go to that evidence page, it is links to news stories. There we go. Sudan, Rachel Corrie, trans genocide, Palestine. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen, but I want to just let you know that with the labor that we are doing with We Charge Genocide TV, with that labor, we are attempting to make sure the story of what they are doing to us is undeniable. If we are going to make sure that that story is heard, that the evidence cannot be denied. And if you are interested in coming together with us to pull together the evidence of the variety of genocides that different populations belong to, come together with us. But I will say this, for this hands-off protest, Trump and Musk sure have made it undeniable. Like 5 years ago when we started We Charge Genocide TV, people were like, well, I'm not so sure that that's what they're really doing to you. And I was like, they're going to charge top dollar for these vaccines. They're going to make it weirdly bad to wear masks. It's what we forecasted in March of 2020, everybody. We knew this was coming. So go to WeChargeGenocide.tv, contact Calling Up Justice to arrange or produce a hackathon. We love to meet together with groups of people who want to have a conversation about how this country is killing them. We want to talk about the social murder, and then we want to publish the evidence. So please come on together with us. Jacinia, I'm looking at the clock. It's 3:35. I feel like it might be nice to see maybe some more speeches or some more like protesty footage. I do want to tell everybody about our Koramatsu Revisited reading, but I can do that after the next round of protest footage. I feel like it would be nice to feel the crowd action again, feel the people again. I see you in the chat though. So yeah, let's pull up some more footage. But I see you in the chat. I see you in the chat over here on the TikTok. It's so good to be in space with you all, and I see you dancing here in the gather, Tam. Keep taking screen caps. Keep telling people about what we're doing here. Your presence is important. Thank you for coming. Thank you for fighting for your rights, because our rights are intertwined. We're in an inextricable web of mutuality, and I'm all about that mutual aid, baby. Let's keep it going. Yeah,
It's
I
like
think
really
actually
slow
that
right
that the
now.
live stream now is fully done.
Yeah.
So now it's being weird because the link I gave you is, I think the link is being weird because that was the end of the live stream
Right.
replay. So y'all, we got to watch the March on Washington live. Let Gaza live. Yeah. Come on, hands off, hands off, hands off. I actually, Maya Mama, was that the right link?
Well, I still
That was
pull it up.
right.
Sorry, Maya, go ahead.
I'm going to
We'll
break
see if
through
this
news right
works.
now.
This looks the same though.
Nope. Yep. No, it's right. It's right. Nope. That was complete right link. They're done with their full official live stream. They're still doing stuff, but it's kind of closed down. So it would be awesome for me to show you the Koramatsu Revisited project right now, I guess. What other activities did we have on our list, Jacinia? Because I also probably wanted to share some inspiring speech that's against the oligarchy from Disability Visibility from Alice Wong. But did we have anything else that we wanted to do?
I believe that we have reached all of our goals for today. We mentioned the ongoing genocides of Congo, Sudan, Yemen, Tigray, Haiti, Indigenous Native Americans, Black and African Americans, long COVID, and so many more. Talked about We Charge Genocide TV. We shared 5 calls and ResistBot. And we shared the resources both on onefreecommunity.com and callingupjustice.com. So we have hit all of our markers, and
amazing.
We go back and watch some more stream and listen to some readings. We have time.
All right, so this is what I think I'd like to try and do then. In our final 20 minutes together, we've got about 20 minutes of official time. Again, remember, this Gather Town space is going to be open for the next 2 weeks. So, and we'll possibly be hanging out in it sporadically. I'm also planning on going to Crip Create this afternoon. So there's going to be more chances for us to gather, but let me take a moment to talk to you about the next gathering that we're doing on the 19th. So in 2 weeks, we're meeting again to do this again. Because y'all, did you know you have to protest more than once? Did you know that you have to keep making noise? Did you know that you have to annoy the ruling class until they give you what you demand? So we're going to keep this energy going. Let me share the screen one more time to talk to you about this project, Koramatsu Revisited. So in 2019, Calling Up Justice partnered with the Supreme Court Theater. Supreme Court Theater stages full Supreme Court cases. And they said, Claudia, we would like for you to do one of your special poetry of the state things to the Koramatsu case. I don't know if y'all know about Koramatsu. Koramatsu was amazing. You know what Koramatsu did? Koramatsu tried to escape Japanese internment. And then, he literally was hiding. He was in hiding and he was like, I'm not Japanese. I'm half Puerto Rican. It was amazing, but they still caught him up. And then they put him in jail. And he's like, what are you putting me in jail for? I didn't break the law. And they were like, you broke the law because you wouldn't let us round you up and take all your stuff away and put you in an internment camp. And then they had an entire Supreme Court case about it. In 2019, we restaged a poetic cutting of that case, and also the Trump versus Hawaii case, which was all about the Muslim ban. So the second that Mahmud Khalil was arrested, I was like, I have this need to revisit this Koramatsu case. So I contacted the folks. They immediately said yes. We are producing this as a fundraiser from Mahmud Khalil and Ramezia Ozturk. So to cover their legal fees, that's what this project is. I'm connecting with Becca Wolf. They're going to be directing the script again. I have edited down material from the latest Mahmud Khalil case. So we'll be experiencing all of that. We've got all these theaters that are partnering with us. So just thank you to Golden Thread Theater. Thank you to Crowded Fire Theater. Thank you to Great Leap. Just thank you to all of these institutions that are supporting us. This is a copy of the Equal Justice Through the Law Theater. And I just want you to let you know that if you go into our space, in this area, there are tiny little people that I made. It's a little tiny Mahmud Khalil, and if you click on him, it tells a story. There are little boom boxes in the area, and if you click on them, you can listen to the court cases. There's a little, what is his name? It's the Venezuelan man who was shipped to El Salvador. So we're making this space is a theater space that is performing even when we're not there. It's a little digital theater, and we really invite you to come. But also, sign up. Sign up for this event. Sign up to join us for the stage screening, because we're also going to have a panel discussion afterwards. We've already arranged to have some amazing lawyers. We found some lawyers that have just great expertise on all of this, on all of these issues. And also, we're still arranging for some students who are fighting for their rights to join us for this. And if I can pull it off, I don't know if I can, but if I can pull it off, we're also going to try and find somebody who has survived Japanese internment. So April 19th, we are doing Koramatsu Revisited. I'm realizing that this is misspelled. I need to redo look at this. I'm only just noticing this now. So we're going to be restaging Koramatsu Revisited April 19th. Please be sure to join us. That's going to be some powerful, powerful work. Okay, now I'm going to see if I can stop sharing my screen. Did I stop it? All right, so there we go. I think I'm done sharing the screen, y'all. Koramatsu Revisited is going to be a really big project, and we're going to have ASL interpreters. It's going to be, if I can pull it off, it'll have cart captioning, not AI captioning. And we're going to be doing it once again in this formation where it's going to be inside a gather town and also live streamed for maximal accessibility for those of us who are staying COVID safe, for those of us who are doing caretaking work and can't physically make it places, but also because this is a national issue. This is an international issue. So we are producing this in spaces where we can gather across space and time. So that is Koramatsu Revisited. Please join us. It is a fundraiser for Mahmud Khalil and Ramezia Ozturk. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but it's a fundraiser for both of them on April 19th. It's going to be, I think, really educational, powerful artistically, emotionally evocative, and also I hope we raise a bunch of money for them because that's power. All right, y'all. I wonder if Jacinia, if we want to just give everybody a moment to say, "Yay! Thank you! Woo!" And then I can do the tour of this entire digital space to close us out. Does that seem like what we should do? I want to
So
give you a moment to do closing words as well.
I think so. I think we should do an activation where everyone turns on their cameras and do hands or hold up a sign if you brought a
Yeah,
sign.
people with signs, yeah.
If you brought a sign, hold up your sign. If you didn't have a sign, just do hands. And then we'll take a screenshot. And if you're in Discord or in YouTube, take a screenshot and email it to us so that we can put it up and share. So this is the part of the day that we do this. And then after that, we'll do closing remarks. We'll share some more resources, and then we'll do the tour. Back to you, Claudia. So let's, Maya Mama, if you could do this, the view where you could see everyone's, everyone in the room. Yeah. Everyone who's here, turn on your camera.
Are you in the meeting view? Because if you go to the meeting view, it should show everybody's screens. I think.
Maybe Maya, maybe you step into the audience.
Oh, interesting. No, I did a thing. I did a clever. I see you all. Oh my God, it's so exciting. I'm seeing you all and I'm seeing your signs. Oh yeah, defund Elon Musk. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. That's awesome. I just got this. It's off. It's off. Let me see, Maya Mama, if I can do something that'll let you capture all of us. Maybe we do all have to gather all together. Jacinia, I think you're right. I think we have to gather all our bodies in the same place if we want to be on screen at the same time.
Absolutely.
But I'm seeing you.
Everybody in the gather town, move into the area where all of the bodies are together, right in front of the stage, in the front of the microphones, where it says hands off. If everyone can gather to this area, we're all gonna get in the same screen to take a picture. Yes, thank you. Everyone in front of this, everyone come towards the stage where it says hands off.
Yeah, this is totally working. You were right. Everybody has to be, it's because it's spatial. And we have to literally be close together to be associated. I love it.
Oh, this is working, and I'm getting images from the Discord, from the One Free Community Discord. We're getting images of their screenshots. Thank you so much. All right, this is the moment for cameras on, everybody, and you can on this, you can type a Z to or F. Actually, let's do F to do little claps.
You can hit Z and be dancing and then hit F for clapping. You can do both. You can dance and clap at the same time.
Thank you, everyone. This is amazing. All right, this is great. We got some screenshots. Thank you, everyone, for participating and being on screen. We're all happy that you're here. We're so glad that all of this is happening. We are many in the disability community, and more of us are joining every day. So let's celebrate each other and support each other, and I'm looking forward to that. So let's do our closing remarks, and then we'll do a tour of the Gather Town. Claudia, if you're speaking, you're muted.
I was looking in the script. What are the closing remarks? Is that just an invite to riff? To just be
No,
like, this
we
was
have a
awesome,
script.
it's amazing.
Scroll down past the links in the We Charge Genocide.
Ah, I see. Hey everyone. I am realizing we totally forgot to do visual descriptions. We meant to do visual descriptions this entire show. I apologize for fully skipping that. We'll make sure to have visual descriptions in our April 19th event. Thank you to everyone inside our Gather Town. Thank you to everyone inside the YouTube. Thank you to everyone inside the TikTok. Thank you to everybody inside the One Free Community Discord. This stream is about to end, but if you want to keep the conversation going, join the One Free Community Discord server and also sign up for the Calling Up Justice digital encampment, because we like to meet like this all the time.
Absolutely. So this is a shout out to all of our disabled volunteers who helped us in the past, into the future, and currently are working right now with the spoons that they have. Some people are brand new, showed up today, and are volunteering right away. So thank you so much to all of you for sharing your spoons with us to make this as accessible as we could have in the very short time that we did. We had thousands of people show up because because other protests weren't offering an accessible option. So this is why we do this work, and we're hoping to continue to do this work and offer templates for other people to host a virtual protest in their area, in their town, in their communities. So that is our goal. That is what we want to do, is to empower everyone to be able to do this in their community.
Thank you, everyone, for caring. Thank you for signing up for the hands-off protest on mobilize.us. Thank you so much for joining One Free Community Discord. Thank you so much for signing up for the Calling Up Justice newsletter. And if you haven't signed up for the Calling Up Justice newsletter, you better do so now, because we are doing amazing things every week. We're giving you resources. We're doing cool events. So just join us for our upcoming events. You can join us for the Koramatsu Revisited on April 19th. Also, inside of One Free Community, there are regular events. You can go to Neurodivergent Small Business Chat. There's awesome spaces to help you do what you're doing. You can join us at Crip Create. I'm going to be at Crip Create in just a few hours. I saw you in the audience, Crip Create Rising. Also, inside of One Free Community, you can join Story Mode with Maya Mama. So just go to onefreecommunity.com. Go to callingupjustice.com and scroll down to the bottom of the screen and get involved. Go to We Charge Genocide TV. Organize with us to do a hackathon to put more information on there. And also, I'm just going to say thank you to my colleagues for making sure this is in the script. I'm going to be honest, I'm never good at asking y'all to help support the thing we're doing. I'm mostly trying to fundraise elsewhere to raise all the money. But the truth is, we can do a lot with a little, so we appreciate any kind of support you give us. So you can do the One Free Community. You can donate to them. You can donate to One Free Community via PayPal, and you can also donate to Calling Up Justice. And just know that we're taking these funds and we are fully just immediately spending them on this stuff. And maybe I might buy a sandwich. Y'all, just thank you so much for being here with our community. Just to say the disabled community counts. And hands off of our Medicaid. Hands off of our 504 stuff. Hands off my Department of Education, y'all. We are connected, and all of our movements are connected. And there's a reason why there was 5,000 of us gathering today. I would love to give you a big old tour of the Justice event space now, if it seems like a good idea.
Absolutely. So for the community Discord, if the event needs to end at 4 because our host is leaving But if you want to watch it, you can go to the YouTube and continue to watch it, or if someone else wants to stream it in One Free Community, you're all welcome to do that. But we're going to continue the live on YouTube to watch the tour of the digital encampment. The link is on callingupjustice.com. You type in digital encampment and you can sign up to get into this space in the future.
Maya Mama, if you're following me, I can start the tour now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up the YouTube so I can just see what the picture looks like. All right, excellent.
Yeah, let's do this.
So we're currently in the all hands deck. Actually, I'm going to say, can you scroll out really big so we can see the entire all hands deck? And I'm just going to use my language instead of walking around. I'm just going to use my words to describe some of the different elements. So you'll note that in the sky, it says calling up justice in the forest, and then you've got a digital White House, and there's also this digital Capitol building. You can walk up, you can take photos, you can march to the Capitol, you can march to the White House, you can take a photo of yourself there. We did red line protests, we did all kinds of protests for the Capitol building, and then there's video of those protests. So those like screens lead to videos of those protests. Also in this space, on the left-handmost side, there's a little section that's dedicated to Mahmoud Khalil, because we were supporting Mahmoud Khalil protests. So there's video links to protests. There's video links to podcasts to listen to. There's video links to actions you can take. There's like an ACLU action. So there's various links over there on the left side in that Mahmoud Khalil section. Now on the right side, we also put a section that leads to the theater. So, oh wait, I should tell you what's on the front, on the stage though. I got carried away, y'all. It was pretty amazing. There's a little tiny Alice Wong. I made a little fake Alice Wong. She's on the left hand of the stage, and if you click on Alice Wong, it takes you to disability visibility. I also made a tiny Ayanna Pressley. That's Ayanna Pressley. And if you click on Ayanna Pressley, it links to a letter that a bunch of politicians wrote that were against the abduction of these students and the not giving them due process and any of that stuff. So like behind me, there is Ramuza Ozturk right behind me. There's also a Mahmoud Khalil. So on this stage, some of these people are fake people, and if you click on them, cool stuff will happen. Okay, so now I'm going to walk over to the entrance to the Equal Justice Theater. Excuse me, Alice Wong, sorry about that. Okay, go down the accessible entrance, then go here, then walk this way. Oh, I see you all following me. This is exciting. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Okay, let's take the elevator to the Equal Justice Theater. Oops. Welcome to the theater. So this is, of course, where we're going to be staying.
Y'all, I do not know what happened. I walked off the world. Let's try this again. I'm going to click here to go to this theater. That's never happened before.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing so hard. Hi, Maya Mom. Okay,
It was
sorry.
very silly. I got totally lost.
I noticed. I looked at the screen and I was like, I'm telling everybody about this theater space, but that's not what's in the YouTube. I don't think Maya's with us anymore. All right, so here we are in the Equal Justice Theater. You'll note that little boom box that's next to me, Maya, if you want to scroll in to get a little tighter in this space, we're in the sort of internment section, and so we've got some court cases you can listen to. I believe that one might be the Trump versus Hawaii case, but also this guy I'm standing next to, this is Kilmar. So this is Kilmar Abrego, So Garcia. And I don't know if you can click on, and yeah, so Maya just like clicked on him and then it pulls up all the information about him. So that's what this space is. So I'm going to keep us going. This is, and we want to have
Sorry, y'all. She walked so fast.
I walked away too
following.
quickly from Maya
Yeah,
Mama.
we got
That's
her.
okay.
We got her.
Maya's still doing stuff. All right, cool. Yeah. So we want to have spaces that are performing. We want to have spaces that are truly allowing all of us to connect to these stories. The ongoing drama that is going on. Now, as we're going down here to the bottom, there's 3 doors. I could take the door back to the all hands area. I could take the door back to our main entrance. In fact, here, let's go to the main entrance. There, this is the space that you all spawned into. Oops, going through the main entrance.
And see.
Is that the one that says youtube.com/live?
Okay, whoops, I'm walking. None of those people consented to being on camera, so I'm walking away from them. Welcome. Maya Mama, do you mind scrolling out so people can see this whole room? This is the room that people will spawn in. I've tried my best to give it good directions. I don't know if I did a good job, but basically in this room, you can access the start guide. The start guide lets you know what are we doing in Gathertown and also how is it accessible. And this start guide was provided to us from our friends at Garden. I'm big fans of the work. Jay Mays, Al, and Gata. Just big shout out to Garden. We like that space a lot. Then the startup and accessibility guide is actually borrowed from them. Also, if you go here, this welcome, this TV will let you access our main document so you can know what's going on here in the space. It gives you a map of the space and all of that. And then I'm just going to hit G so I can walk through you. Oh, I'm ghosting through you. I'm a ghost. All right. Over here is our code of conduct. So we're just trying to make sure that we are communicating what our values are and setting ourselves up for success. So that's what this space is. It just has a lot of directions for how to use the space. This little garden here has a link to One Free Community, a link to so this is a link to finding out more about the virtual protests, One Free Community, and a link to finding out more about calling up justice. Then in this room, again, I'm just going to check. Do you mind scrolling out so people can see the full room, Maya Mama? I just want them to see the full room so I can tell them about just like the full layout of it. A shout out to Neurovapor. Neurovapor is one of our designers, and they're the ones that made all of those like tiny watermelons and the tables that have like hand sanitizer and like bottles of water. Like in a digital space, we like to imagine what the physical space would have. So those tables on the back wall are covered in the things. If we were in a physical space, we would feed you food, we would make sure you have water, and we would also have hand sanitizer. So why not have that represented in this space as well? Okay, so I'm going to walk us to the campus encampment now, and then I'm going to show you the breathing room section, and then we'll be all done. So let's check out the campus encampment. Now this is, for all intents and purposes, although see that mask up sign, that's also from Neurovapor. So we just wanted to do a big shout out to them for helping us with some of these design elements. We really love them. All right, so I'm just going to walk us through this little parky area, and now we're going to go to the campus encampment. So we have something that's called the digital encampment. It is ginormous. Let me go down Free Sudan line. Check it out, the anti-genocide highway. Boopity boop boop boop. And now we're in the main square. Welcome to the main square of our campus, of our campus encampment. This was what we started with. So we made this originally for students in May, last May, when students were gathering, because we knew some students can't be out on the quad all day long in a tent. Like I know that my human body can't be on a futon for very long. I just can't do it. Also, most of them were wearing masks, doing COVID precautions, but it was still crowd work. So we made this for people who needed safe space to do the same activities. This space is a little archival right now. now. So in many ways, it's places to find out what was going on with the student protests last year. All of these tents lead to activities. This entire space was designed through the Calling Up Justice open space design spirit. So what we did was, once you were in the space long enough and we found out you're really a student, you're really protesting, you really care about this, what did we do? We gave you the keys and we let you build. So like a lot of the elements in this space were provided by others. So you can get Palestinian recipes from that delicious hot dog cart. You can get free ebooks on Palestine at that book thing. Also, I don't know if you've noticed all the cats. The cats happened because positive behavior is viral. So one person figured out how to put a cat in a tent and they thought it was adorable. And then another person asked them, how did you put a cat in a tent? That's so cute. And then that person taught that person, they put a cat in a tent. And then cut to 1 week later and the camp is covered in cats. And it's just a sign that you can do so much. You can teach other people how to do so much. So when I look at all those cats covering the campus, I just know that that represents people learning how to code, people learning how to graphic design, people learning how to build, and also people investing in a collective space to make it fun for themselves. So I love that for everyone. So this is the campus encampment, and in our regular digital encampment, this leads to other spaces. We have a liberation classroom. We have an indigenous lands area that has just like forest and beautiful areas to learn about nature. We've got an arts district. So if you join the digital encampment, it has so much more. This justice event space, I want you to understand, we literally only built it for this April 5th hands-off protest, and we built it by copying from the other space and then putting in some new stuff. All right, now I'm going to walk us to the breathing space for just the final place to have a look. So we're going to walk this way. We're going down Free Palestine Way. Shout out to Jasenia, actually. Jasenia was the one that was like, I want to make streets. I want this to be Free Congo Avenue. I want this to be Free Sudan Lane. So just shout out to Jasenia for that particular design. I love that. I love it so much.
It was like, I need to be able to find people and we need street names.
And also, actually, I do want to name, I usually don't speak out loud in this space. This space is not designed for everyone to hear me. This space is actually designed for quietness. So this is going to be one of the only times I speak publicly and loudly in this space. But Maya Mama, please feel free to like scroll out and let everybody see it. This is our quiet space. In the main encampment, we called it Quiet Plaza, and in this space, I called it Breathing Room, because sometimes you need room to breathe. Sometimes you're in a crowd of 1,000 people, and you just need a space to breathe oxygen and think your thoughts. So this is a space to journal if you want to meditate if you need to do breathing exercises if you need to remind yourself to eat some food. Oh wow, Sky River put a poem in here. I didn't even see that. That's beautiful. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, so y'all. So there's all kinds of little, just know that all of the things in here were offered by different people. Like different folks were in the digital encampment and knew that this work is hard. It's exhausting and it makes you sad. It breaks your heart a lot of the times. So we need places to replenish ourselves. We need a space to be with each other. So just thank you. Thank you to everyone who's helped to build this space. And thank you, like this poem that Sky River wrote is just gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that's really beautiful. Just thank you all for being here today. And know that if you decide to join us in our digital encampment project, we will allow you to build with us. We'd be happy to have you build with us. What I'd love to do now is, Maya Mama, just again, thank you for letting people see this entire space. I think I'm going to go back to the main, to that main center area, and we can stop the live stream. And then if y'all want to ask me any questions, I am happy to answer any questions and to keep talking for a few more minutes. But we did want to give folks a chance to know what is inside this special justice event space. We will keep this space open for the next 2 weeks, so you can check it out since it can only hold 50 people at a time. Thank you so much for joining us for this protest. Be well, rest well. You were amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you for helping in the chat. Thank you for joining us in the TikTok. Thank you all. So we're going to close down the live stream. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for
Thank you for
watching.
watching.